Askreddit Asks, the 2010s decade will be over in 4 months. What do you think people will remember this decade for? The social media explosion.
Social media is fucking insane. It gives the people so much power, and yet it also has so much power to manipulate the people. And the 20s will be the implosion. We're already sick of ourselves.
Harambe lives in our hearts forever.
I don't like this realization.
It didn't even cross my mind to me until reading this post.
The 90s are soon 30 years ago.
I'm unable to compute the question because time is disappearing.
The rise of the smartphone. Everyone has access to the internet and can voice their opinion towards the world at any moment with all the negative effects that it brings.
IMHO.
This is the biggest one. The iPhone came out in what? 2007? It was a solid year or two before you had traction there. Now, phones have pretty much replaced most people's home computers for menial tasks.
Real headlines trying to outdo The Onion.
That is the most Onion way of putting it. Kudos.
Seriously. Just go back and read some Onion articles about GWB. Politics. theonion.com/chia-bush-to-discontinue-blog-18195674773 https theonion.com/bush-fishing-for-compliments-during-press-conference-181967895 https theonion.com/bush-maybe-you-s-not-very-good-18195691992. These are indiscernible from our current reality.
And the 20s will be the implosion.
We're already sick of ourselves.
It's going to be so weird saying, the 20s.
I hope so.
First group growing up to have a proper decade since the 90s.
My generation is going to be known for wanting to die, and memesges we can replace generation for decade.
We're the Doomer generation, not the millennials. Or maybe that's Gen Z IDK. It's all a mess right now.
Doomer generation, LMAO. Boomers to doomers to zoomers.
The meme renaissance.
Started off as image macros. Ended as screenshots of tweets. People are gonna reminisce about how good the 2010s were. They may not seem good now. But just wait to see what the 20s have in store for you.
Oh no.
Honestly. This happens with anything that happened 20 years ago. I can find forums from the 2000s saying that the 2000s suck. Just for a decade later for them to miss it so much. Nostalgia is just a stupid fad. When the 2030s roll around and people are nostalgic for the 2010s, I'll just laugh in their faces.
That's never going to happen. The Onion headline about the president causing a controversy by drawing on a map with a Sharpie still cracks me up.
My favorite is still marijuana overdoses kill 37 in Colorado on first day of legalization. That got shared all over my social media for like the whole year.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you.
It's going to be so weird saying the 20s.
First group growing up to have a proper decade since the 90s. I kind of hope that pinstripe suits and flapper dresses make a comeback.
I'm just happy that I finally get to live in a decade with an easily pronounceable name.
Social media, influencers, Netflix, streaming, it was available before 2010. But didn't get reliable until after swipe dating apps. The word online dating and dating sites are now swapped with the phrases dating apps, Obama, Trump.
Obama, Trump from 10 now. Feels like it's been 2 separate decades during the one.
The death of traditional media. Printed newspapers and periodicals. Broadcast television and radio are fading. And while digital music way predates the 2010s, it took until this decade for pop stars to stop selling albums. They aren't tallying CD sales anymore. They're counting unique streams.
The death will be in the 20s. They were still huge in the 10s, but began losing their revenue and popularity. I feel the final nail will come sometime around the halfway point.
The incredible rise of misinformation and irresponsible knee-jerk reaction choices on very serious topics. The ability for social media users to quickly destroy someone's life when they have a lapse of judgment.
Looking forward to this thread being unearthed in 2029. I hope y'all are doing better than us.
2029 seems like 100 years away, but 2009 to now flew. I hope I'm done college by then and have a job, or I'll be in some trouble lol.
I graduated high school in 2009 and have been in college ever since.
Yeah, Nirvana's Nevermind album was released closer in time to the first moon landing than to today. Edit. Wow.
I go pick up the kids from school and come back to kaboom.
Sorry everyone for the bucket of water to the face.
I'm 47 and I'm right there with you all. And you know what?
Other than those random days when I wake up injured for no damn reason. Getting old while riding this crazy ball of dirt is a lot of fun. Some days you'll eat the bear.
And some days it will eat you.
Just roll with it, man.
And thanks for the gold!
Exclamation mark.
You stop that.
And by a lot. Moon landing, 1969 Nevermind, 1991 22 years later today. 2019 28 years later.
The 90s are soon 30 years ago.
Just think, 30 years before the 90s was the 60s.
I grew up during the 90s. And for some reason, maybe because Y2K was such a big deal? Closing parenthesis, comma. I just never really thought past the 2000s when I was a kid. Like, I knew I'll probably live to 60 plus, but just never occurred to me that I'll live through another 20s or 30s. They just sound like years in history books to me.
I kind of hope that pinstripe suits and flapper dresses make a comeback.
It's going to be a decade of people hosting Roaring Twenties theme parties.
Hopefully with no Great Depression, followed by Prohibition.
Let's be the change we want to be. Let's beam that shit back.
Fedoras have been ruined beyond repair though. IMHO.
This is the biggest one. The iPhone came out in what? 2007? It was a solid year or two before you had traction there. Now, phones have pretty much replaced most people's home computers for menial tasks.
I'll tell you this. 2012 was the year the majority of the internet users were on phones. And not laptops or desktops. So the 2010s is def the year where the smartphones changed everything. Suddenly kids and old people and tech-illiterate people came to the internet and it's changed everything.
From a design aesthetic standpoint, minimalism, flat design, mostly due to the rise of tablets and browsing the internet on mobile devices. Clean lines, simple colors like black, white and gray, TV commercials. Early 2010s ads are backed by upbeat xylophone, triangle, whistling, hand-clapping music. Or people breakdancing or doing the worm to obnoxious dubstep music. The late 2010s have vivid colors and imagery, vaporwave style aesthetics, and loud over-the-top spokespeople talking fast in the middle of the screen. Think Captain Obvious from the Hotels.com commercials or Terry Crews from the Old Spice commercials, entering a new golden age of automotive design. Almost every new car from the decade is elaborately styled. Car interiors with angular, intricate dashboards, like the Ford Escape, Chevy Equinox or Hyundai Santa Fe. This might end in the 2020s as crash safety technology requires more new cars to look the same. And car interiors will replace dashboards and gauges with touch screens, thanks. Tesla, a move away from chain restaurants and the rise of food trucks and locally owned restaurants that all feature string lighting. Outdoor tables with giant Jenga blocks, Edison bulbs, and a craft beer selection written on a chalkboard. All houses are painted in that Grieger color and have all white kitchens with that same white subway tile backsplash. There is probably a barn door, shiplap accent wall, and a fiddle leaf fig inside.
The horrific turn the Area 51 raid took, resulting in hundreds dead and the unleashing of angry captive aliens upon the world to exact their revenge on humanity. Don't forget the military being defeated by swarms of Naruto runners.
leading to new arms limitation treaties banning the use of the Naruto run in any armed conflict.
Kind of wish they hadn't made the date so far. The meme has already died down and I keep forgetting about it.
We've been at war for 18 fucking years.
Yeah, some kids who were born after 9/11 can enlist in the army now.
We actually have one in my unit and we're currently deployed.
Not sure how old you have to be to join the army. But it will be 18 years ago in 3 days.
Chapter 7. Memes were the quintessential millennial mode of expression. Akin to the hieroglyphics of Egypt and the cuneiform tablets of Sumer. Early 21st century internet savants populated their Facebook feeds with fan favorites such as lolcats and Velociraptor. As the trend caught on, memes diversified and developed, getting adopted by such institutions as politics, academia, and postmodern avant-garde expressionism. As memes became more sophisticated, so too did their influence over society. The charged political landscape ignited a trend of weaponizing them for political use, culminating into the bloody meme wars of 2028.
At the rate memes are evolving, the meme wars will begin WAAAY sooner than 2028.
Memes became more sophisticated. That might be a stretch. Evolved perhaps, not sophisticated.
It's going to be a decade of people hosting Roaring Twenties theme parties.
I can live with that. And with any luck we'll be dead by the time we get back to the 70s.
I'm gonna have a Roaring Twenties party where we all dress like scene kids and listen to Broken Side.
We all might be dead if we have to go through the 40s again.
Just think. 30 years before the 90s was the 60s.
Yup. Nirvana's Nevermind album was released closer in time to the first moon landing than to today. Edit. Wow. I go pick up the kids from school and come back to Kaboom. Sorry everyone for the bucket of water to the face. I'm 47 and I'm right there with you all. And you know what? Other than those random days when I wake up injured for no damn reason. Getting old while riding this crazy ball of dirt is a lot of fun. Some days you'll eat the bear. And some days it will eat you. Just roll with it, man. And thanks for the gold! Exclamation mark.
You stop that. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you incredible people.